Hey everybody, it is me, DeoGenZ. Welcome to my Pokemon Black walkthrough. Today we are doing a training montage. As you can see, I'm starting out on Route 10 to see if Audino spamming with Lucky Egg will bring me any luck in experience raising. But I soon find out that the much better route, as I anticipated, is in fact the Sports Dome at Nimbasa City. Now I'll be getting there later, but as I still try this, I took this suggestion from my comments, and it's a good suggestion if you want a lot of EXP for not a lot of effort, because Audinos are easy to kill. But personally, I rather get the EV points from destroying actual opponents in the Sports Dome, and also get EXP at the same time. So, while your suggestions were good to Audino spam, what I'm going to do is get my flying Pokemon and head over to Nimbasa City to do my method of training. Now, something important to note about my method of training is it's a bit of a trick of the DS time system. And that is, I change the time, I change the date. I either go back in time to when I didn't go to the Sports Dome, or I go forward in time in the future on the calendar, where of course I didn't do any Sports Dome's activities there because it was not happening yet. So then you're able to keep on coming back in the same game day, and it just considers it to be a different day. So you keep getting to spam experience points, and this is how I'm going to beat myself up for the Elite Four. So awesome stuff. You know, while this is going on, this is pretty much a rambling rumble-esque kind of video, because it's a montage. It's a fighting montage that I don't need to pay attention to what's going on screen to commentate for you guys. So got a bit of a discussion topic for you. I was reading more of that book by Jack Harrer, The Emperor Wears No Clothes. It's a history of hemp and cannabis, and how it became illegal, and what its uses were, which, trust me, are plentiful. I mean, it is surprisingly ample how many things. Oh, awesome! Super duper Vanillux Deluxe Cone! Oh, 2 cones, 2 scoops are always better than one on the one Frosty Frozen Cone. That's awesome! So yes, guys, I will have that as an evolved fighter. Some of you people are getting discouraged, thinking I will evolve no one. Well, I won't evolve Duat, and I won't evolve my Girder, because of trading through emulators. But I want to also challenge myself, and I like the Duat sprite a little bit better. We'll see what happens after that, if there is an after that. Ho ho! So anyway, Emperor Wears No Clothes. And, you know, it is crazy how many resources, you know, this thing can be made into. Hemp as just a fiber, you know, not even looking at the psychedelic properties of it that people smoke it to get results from, just looking at what it can do as a fiber. And really, it was because of its fibrous resource. You know, it's not just like alcohol, where pretty much you can drink alcohol. You might be able to use it in some medicines in some cases, and you might be able to use it in some cleaning applications, but for the most part, it's just about drinking alcohol. But cannabis, however, got into trouble with chemical companies. You know, as I read, I learn more, and I just see it unfold. I'm in the chapters of I passed through the chapters of the last legal days of cannabis, because cannabis was America's cash crop. I mean, it was the #1 product for us. You know, farmers from the U.S. made, you know, #1 A-grade USA hemp product crop, which was turned into fibrous materials for cloth, rope, you name it, from food, they made it. But it ran into trouble with powerful corporations and lobbyists such as DuPont and Monsanto. And they came out with their artificial products, their artificial replacers to what hemp could already do, being a strong fiber, and that fiber was nylon. And it's pretty interesting, the scientist that created nylon, soon after the bill to make cannabis illegal was passed, he actually was found dead. I think he committed suicide, but it's uncertain. It's a very strange thing for a DuPont scientist to do after you'd think it'd be such a big win for cannabis to be illegal. Now there's no competition on the market for the product. But also, Monsanto couldn't have such a plant on the market either. You know, there was a lot of lobbying behind getting cannabis illegal, but the main perpetrators so far that I've identified are Monsanto, DuPont. You know, Monsanto because of their mega agricultural trying to own life patenting company. I mean, let's remember what they're doing here. They're trying to own life. They're trying to own series of crops, and I'm not even talking cannabis crop. I'm talking vegetables and fruits, things that appear on your kitchen table daily. They're trying to have control over that. And so, you know, they can't have this weed, this product that anybody can grow and is so versatile and can replace so much of the factory drawn processes that Monsanto is a part of, and just the replacing of pulp matter that trees could be saved. You know, here's an interesting fact for you, an interesting figure, is that 20 acres of trees could be replaced by 4 acres of hemp. That's how copious this material is. And this, you know, it all heightened during the time when hemp was looking to be more processed, looking to be turned into these wonderful products and really used as a cash crop, as a miracle builder. When the decorticator came around, you could look it up on Google. And so Monsanto couldn't compete with this. DuPont couldn't compete with this. Harry S. Anslinger, I think that's his name. Anslinger, I remember, is his last name. But anyway, he ran a yellow journalist campaign against cannabis, and this furthered its cause, or furthered the campaign, the reefer madness against making it, or for rather making it illegal. And he would disguise it as the racist term marijuana, which was really just a slang term for Mexicans. And racism was heavily used back then. It was, they would do bullshit tests like give black people some cannabis to smoke and then put them in a room full of soldiers, full of white male soldiers, and if they so much as glanced at them funny, they said, this young Negro man is acting funny on cannabis, and so conclusively stating cannabis will make them violent and will make them rape your women. This is really the campaigns, the yellow journalism that Harry S. Anslinger was trying to sling towards everybody's face. And during the time of when it was just certain areas that could control your media, it's not like today with the internet where you can yourself fine-tune what you want to listen into and what you want to know. But back then there was only a few sources, and so people would caught up in the racism and caught up in the times, they would believe it, and they would not even know that they were talking about cannabis. They were talking about hemp. They thought it was some devil weed called marijuana. And this, with the support of the lobbying from DuPont and Monsanto, this successfully kept cannabis, or made cannabis illegal. Didn't keep it illegal, but made it illegal. And I look back to my statement talking about the pulp, and now I realize that it was more or less Harry S. Anslinger that was resistant against the pulp element of it, because his newspaper companies would fail. And that was the biggest thing, was he was controlling the media. He was controlling what went through, what we would call the tubes of you. It would be the paper, the pulp of yore, telling the people what was going on. So, who are they to question it? And without more information like there is now today, there was few things people could do. And the same around the time of McCarthyism, the same lies used to make cannabis illegal back in the 1930s heading towards that direction in saying that it made people violent, on these false studies of black men in white armies, and trying to propagate some kind of response that they could call as a just scientific experiment. They were enraged during the Red Scare, stating that cannabis would make you a pacifist, which, just from personal research and observation, I can say that it definitely does put you more at peace. And they would use that argument, saying that, oh, it will make you it'll make you a commie, it'll make you a communist, weak against democracy and unable to uphold it. You'll be lazy, and peaceful hippies won't fight for democracy. And surprisingly, talk to Vladimir about this, but Russia was one of the largest producers of hemp back in the day, and they used it for various things, again, from food stock to actual resource development. And they destroyed their hemp fields too, because they were worried about their Soviet beliefs being upheld and pacifism not falling over. So you see, it's a bunch of misinformation that has led to illegalization. But now with the internet, I feel that we can become empowered. So I'll see you next time, guys, for another training montage video.